episode 13. It is about 1:30 on March 13th, and we're coming from Lisa's Yarn Store here in Carvinsville, PA.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Ashley.
Yes. How's your 2 weeks been?
It's been good. We had the viewing and the funeral for my grandfather, but everything kind of just been going otherwise.
Normal, back to normal.
Back to normal.
We had my grandson's birthday, and then we went to Great Wolf Lodge in the Poconos. It's really a neat place, but I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
A little bit tired. They are busy.
My son told me this week that he wanted to go there someday. And
It's really cute. You know, the water park, there's bowling, there's mini golf, but then there's this Magic Quest. So you buy the Wolf Pass, which is extra, but you know, whatever. And then you get a wand and you go like different floors, like hallways have like these things that you have to touch the wand.
Mm-hmm.
So you collect gems and you like, they'll tell you to get like the red, the blue, and the green gem. And then you have to go back and talk to like this computer. You touch the computer and it brings you up and it shows you like what your next quest is.
Oh, that's cool.
It was fun. I got a lot of steps in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Running the floors, you know, because it'd be like, go to the 4th floor, get this, go to the 3rd floor, get that, go down to the 1st floor.
Oh yeah.
And the elevators were busy, so we would just run.
Yeah.
So we woke up the day we were leaving and he's like, are we going to do the quest? I said, the quest is over for us.
Yes.
Our quest has ended, but
We're in Disney mode. We're getting ready.
when do you leave?
2 weeks.
Okay.
So actually will be the day that we podcast next. So
We won't be podcasting.
oh, we're not going till later. So
Oh, maybe.
we may do a
Okay.
little earlier. Ethan also has kindergarten registration that day, so that makes me sad.
That's sad.
Today was picture day too for preschool, so he's getting all of these things
All
out of
the-
the way and
all the
makes me
things.
sad.
Yeah. We need to talk to preschool about cutoff because I think our granddaughter turns 2 days after the cutoff.
Oh no.
I bet they'll make an exception.
Yeah.
Her brother went there. Like, she's smart.
Is she 2 or 3?
She's going to be 3 in August.
Okay.
August 2nd. And I think the cutoff is the end of July. And her
Okay.
birthday's August 2nd.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you do? Do you hold her? Does she only go 1 year then?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Do
you
we-
push it? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. It probably depends on whether they're full or not. I think sometimes they're full
Yeah.
and then they couldn't make an exception, which is fine. She will be fine. But what are you wearing?
I am wearing my Mia. So my Mia tank, it's by Jennifer Wood. It's in a bamboo cotton yarn. Stand up because the fun part is in the back with
That's
this little
cute.
seed stitch.
Like a little peplum.
Yes.
That's really cute.
So also has this like peacoat edge that's driving me nuts because it won't lay flat. I think I'm going to have to block it out each individual and pin them, but I don't know.
But then every time you wash it, are you
It's
going to do that?
Probably not. So
Right.
I'll just deal with it rolling.
Yeah. Wonder if you could run like a piece of elastic or something there.
Maybe. And they're really not very big ones.
Right.
Like so I think that doesn't help it either.
Right.
But
Well, I'm wearing my Elton. It
Yay.
is done. I've talked about it for weeks and weeks. So it's fingering and then mohair like stripes. Worked perfectly. It's good.
it does.
I
The colors
like
are
it.
really
It's
good.
not blocked. I literally finished it on Sunday. We left for Great Wolf Monday, and here we are today. So I'm really happy with it. Kind of sweatshirty in my opinion.
Yeah.
The sleeves are, you know, wrist length, not too long. I just followed the pattern. I really didn't do, I just went to the measurements of the pattern. I didn't do anything different. I like the collar. Yeah, I like everything.
Yeah.
I would knit it again if it weren't in fingering weight yarn.
And the colors and the mohair really go well together.
Yes, they do. I really am happy with my like color choices.
Yes, I think that was a good pick for those yarns.
Mhm.
Because I think if you would have held them together, you wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have
gone-
seen the colors,
Yeah.
like it would have muddied, I think, both of them.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super. I'll be wearing it at Floth this weekend. Saturday is a fiber festival in State College. They call it Floth, FLOF, for the love of fiber. It is 10 to 5, Saturday at the Ramada in State College. I will be heading over tomorrow. We set up Friday, and then the people that are working the show like to shop the night before because they'll be busy working. So they kind of ask us to stick around and kind of have our booths open, and then I'm spending the night. My friend Lori that helps me here at the shop is going with me. And I'll be there on Saturday. Come home Saturday night.
I'm excited. I am going to that.
Good.
If I have to. Like, I'm definitely,
Good.
because I've been wanting to go to Rags and it hasn't worked out. So,
Yeah.
And I really hope that, I want to try, hopefully someone has an e-spinner that I can.
Yeah,
try.
I know there's
Um,
last year there was a group that sat in the lobby, like
Okay.
kind of, and they were spinning.
they said that Joyce also has one.
Oh, probably. Choice has
So,
everything.
so yes, I may, cause
She'll be here tomorrow. I'll ask her.
Okay, yeah, cause I
She would
definitely
probably let you
try-
borrow it, or let me borrow it, and we could try it here. Because I'd kind of like to try one too.
Yes, cause I found a
Maybe
wheel.
I'll text her. I'll text her and see if she'll bring it to us.
Okay, yeah, because I found a wheel on Facebook Marketplace, but I know myself, and I don't have a big enough spot that I'll in a convenient spot where I could literally put that on a little table and spin while I'm watching TV.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
that's my goal.
So, all right, FOs. Do you have anything you finished this
have
2 weeks?
one.
Go ahead. And I have one other than my sweater that I'm wearing.
All right, so these socks are finally done. They were
Yay.
just a vanilla sock with a Fish Lips Kiss heel. This was my first time doing that.
Do you like it?
I do. I've tried them on just to make sure like the fit worked okay on the first one. So I'm gonna be excited to see how they wear. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and the first one was a little wonky in some spots, but the second one I kind of got the the turning part of it. So I think I'm going to do it again actually on the next pair of socks that I do. But this was I have it here, the Sheepshire. It's their Pixie sock fingering weight. It was 75, 25, and 5% stellina, and the colorway is crocus. So
Pretty.
that
Those are your
is
Disney socks
These
from like
were-
2 years ago?
from a year ago.
Year ago.
And I finally finished them just in time to go back to Disney.
So now you have to start another pair of Disney socks.
I do, yes, and I have.
I bet you have yarn for that.
Oh yes, I do.
I finished these. I talked about them on one of the podcasts. I went to a yarn shop down in Phoenixville, PA. My girlfriend lives down there, and we were doing a show, so she took me to this yarn shop. Every yarn shop I go to, I buy something just to support other yarn shops. These were they had a sample there, and she liked them. These are called the Dotlet Mitts by Jana Huck, Huck. She picked the yarn. It is Zauberball Edition 3, and then it was like an alpaca, but they're real cute. So you are like slipping stitches. The only thing I don't like is, I don't know if you can kind of see it there. See how you have to slip stitches around the corner? I'm hoping this blocks out. I finished these in the car yesterday, so nothing's been done to them, but I'm really hoping that blocks out, or when you're wearing them that you can't, it's not noticeable. But they're cute. In the shop, they had this thumb hole. On the pattern, they did not have the thumb hole. So I called the shop after I looked at bought the pattern, looked at it, and I was like, pretty sure those had a thumb hole. So I called the shop, left a message. She called me back and said, yep, we had made an adjustment. So I have that information if anybody would want to make these on how to do the thumb and with that pattern. Because the pattern is just for, just a tube, which I really wanted the thumb hole. I think it's, I don't know, better than just a tube. So those will be gifted to my friend the next time I see her. She was actually with us at Great Wolf, and I was trying to get them done to give them to her since we were going to be there together, but about an hour, I needed about another hour. So they got finished in the car on the way home. The other thing I want to talk about is we're doing the dice roll.
Okay.
So what that is, for those that, there's some confusion and people don't quite understand what we're doing. I bought 20-sided dice once a week. I saw it on a podcast. This is not my idea. I am completely copying Yarn Room Shenanigans is a new podcast. They have 2 episodes out. They're really cute ladies, and they're doing it. What you do is you make a list of 20 whips. I did that. I didn't have 20 whips that I want to work on. That I'm probably some of them, the ones I have that I don't want to work on will probably get frogged. But anyhow, I made a list of 20 whips and kind of wish list items. So this is my list. I have crossed off, like I had the Elton on here, which I'm wearing, so I replaced it with something else. I had the dot mitts here, I replaced it with something else, and these are all numbered. Once a week, we're gonna roll the dice. I picked Wednesday night, whip Wednesday. So Wednesday night, I will roll the dice. Last night I rolled and we got a 14. So I am working on the Fioli Cowl, Filoli, and it was a cast on. It was something I wanted to make. It was not something I had going. And this is what I have done from last night till today. So my real hope is that if I exclusively work on this week, it will be finished. Which I think is kind of doable. I think it's kind of doable. With the show this weekend, usually it's going to look like this. That's what the pattern. So I'm probably up here working down. So, and it's super enjoyable. It's slipping stitches, it's mosaic, which is my pretty much favorite technique to do. So once I finish that, I will cross it off. I don't know if I'll replace it or just use the next number. Like, let's say I roll 14 again next week and I have finished this, which is possible, but not probable. I could go to one of my other things, but we'll see.
What I did, I had, I think I did 15 things that I was just kind of writing down quickly off the top of my head. And then there were some that I just double numbered. I went back and kind of numbered them. So I think like these socks were on them, but I'm going to probably just replace those with another pair of socks because I always like to have socks in the needles. And I think I'll probably do something similar to that. Just either use the numbers again for kind of add it to another one, or if I have something I know I want to add to it.
Yeah. So, the hope is we finish some whips or get to start some things that have been on our wish list. So like I have the Alpine Bloom sweater. I've wanted to make it for years. It's on there. But also, I have my heirloom quilt cardigan, which desperately needs finished. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I know I didn't put all my whips on there, just ones that I knew I really wanted to work on. And then I did add a couple of new cast-ons too. I want to do a bits and bobs blanket with my leftovers from my advent. So I kind of added that, and then if that number gets drawn, then that's what I'll kind of start that and work on it because I will have some yarn for it now.
And I can see this going on for a while. There's not a deadline, although I am going to have some prizes and things that are for people that are participating, just for fun.
Yeah.
And maybe if you finish something, you get something, or I don't know.
And there is a Facebook page for this.
Yes, I started a group.
A group. If you go to Lisa's page, I know it's on there. And
I think it was like Wednesday Whip group or Whip.
Yeah, let me find it here. It was Whip Weekly Roll group.
Yes.
So you can just request to be in that, and then
I have to approve you. So if you don't, like if you aren't seeing stuff right away, I check my Facebook pretty often, at least my notifications. So I'll check my notifications, approve anyone. There might have been a scammer in there.
I saw that, and because they came up anonymous too, and I was like,
I think I removed them or tried to block them or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope there's no scammers. That's kind of why I did this.
That way
was to avoid some scammers, so that it could just be like the people that actually want to do it and want to see, because it doesn't interest everybody.
Yeah.
Some of my customers are like, I only have one project.
Yeah.
Who are you? Anyhow. I am not monogamous. I am at all. I am squirrel.
Yeah, and I'll do something, and if it makes me mad, it goes in timeout, and I'll work on 4 different things then at the same time sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I just can't help myself, but whatever. I do get things done, and this might force me to work on some things because it'll focus me.
Yeah.
I want all the things. It's just focus. What do you focus on?
And that's what I'm kind of like. So mine is my PA shawl that I know we showed last time on our whip parade.
Is that your number 14?
Yes. So this was my number
Okay.
14. So I know it's not bad. It's TV knitting. There is a little bit of you got to pay attention a little bit. I did put some markers to help me with kind of seeing where everything is in the repeats. But it's not something that I'm gonna like exclusively work on. I have a shirt that I want to finish before the end of the month, so I figured I want to do 2 rows on this at minimum, like in the evening, because it's not a good travel. It's
Yeah.
5 skeins of yarn, so it kind of gets messy. But I was kind of excited when it popped up. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
I
makes
was
it-
happy with this because I've really wanted to make this.
Mhm.
I bought the pattern, it was in my library, and I was like, I had the yarn picked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. So my hope is to finish it this week. My other WIP I was working on, before I rolled. I had been working on this. It is called the Curio, Cureo. It's really fun. I had made this and I think I sold it. Like I use it as a shop sample. It's really good. 2 skeins of fingering yarn, 2 skeins of DK yarn. You could probably do it with worsted. I'm using a size 6 needle. I am using Heritage Sock, and this is Nettled Soft by Ancient Arts Yarn, and I just loved,
Yeah.
kind of
They're
like
nice
purple
together.
and yellow together.
Yeah.
Do you think? So yeah, it's card knitting. It's literal like TV knitting. The only thing that changes is there's 1 row different between, the purple section and the yellow section. But other than that, easy to memorize.
Mhm.
So these 2 will probably be what goes with me this weekend to Fluff. But I'm really gonna focus on the Fioli. There's a little bit of paying attention. It might be like knit 3, slip 1, knit 3, slip 1, and then the next row would be a little different, but not terrible.
So my next one that I got some work on is my gift wrap, which is my it's by Christy Houghton. It is using my Fangirl Fibers Advent from this year. So I believe last time I was still on the first color, so I finished the first and second colors now.
Those are going nicely together.
They are, and that's why I did not change it. This is how
The order that you
order
received
that
them.
they came in. So this is the current color that I'm using,
That's really pretty.
and I really like that it's kind of just fading in.
What's next?
I had it with,
Look at me. What's next?
before. There's some reds down the road, and I can't wait for them.
Oh yeah, that'll be
Gray.
pretty.
So there's it's more of like a tonal and then more of a variegated, and it's kind of alternated that way most of, I think it was actually the whole thing. And then they kind of bring in the colors.
And you have
nicely.
25?
So I have 24 minis and a full skein. Going back, I thought of I should have used the full skein for this part. I still had almost, I want to say 8 grams left over.
Wow.
I did modify it a little bit because the pattern is made for 12 minis. So I didn't want it to be ridiculously long because it's already, I think, 5
Mhm.
feet. So I did cut out some repeats. And I also changed, I have some eyelet holes. They're supposed to be baubles, but I just made some eyelet holes instead. For the first row, the color changes. So I think it'll be probably about 6 foot by the time I'm done with it.
Okay.
And then this one I had, I think it was probably 10 grams left. And I'm gonna put them all into my Bits and Bobs blanket. And I think what I'm gonna do with the full skein is I'm gonna hold the full skein with the leftovers for the first part of the Bits and Bobs, and then I'll probably
Or you could make your Disney socks.
could do that
Because those
it
are
is-
Beauty and the Beast.
It is. And it I think is speckles of like all the colors that she used.
Those would be really cute Disney socks.
That would be.
But yeah, and you probably would still have enough to put it in your Bits and Bobs blanket, even if you did a pair of socks.
Oh yeah, because the ones I just did, I have probably about these ones. I probably have 50 grams left at least. I just started making a yarn cozy with it actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my thoughts for that one for now. I'm sure it'll change by the end of it.
Right.
Let's see.
That's all I have for
Oh.
whips.
I have one more.
Okay.
Then. So
Go
this
for
is
it.
my twisted tea. I don't miss stitches. What is going on here? I have split for sleeves.
Yay.
I am just working.
She
around
came in and
now.
tried it on last week.
Yes, because
She was panicked.
I almost ripped it all out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's going to be okay.
So I am gonna probably put it on barber cord just to try it on now that I have
It was
split
fine,
for
though.
sleeves. So now it continues kind of where that raglan increases go. It continues down, down on the sides. You can kind of see there. So I've got probably 3 inches or so. They say that I think the pattern for my size that I'm doing is like 6 inches, but I'm probably gonna make it a little bit longer. And then there's 2 inches of the twisted rib, and then the sleeves are just twisted rib.
So that won't take you much.
No, so this is, I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the month to use as my bingo square for a tee, and then I can get bingo for this quarter.
Cool.
But I'm excited to hopefully get this done. I figured if nothing else, it'll be nice knitting. I like to take my knitting to Disney when we go. I usually do socks just because it's stockinette. This, it's really, there's only like 3 stitches in between on those repeats that are, and it's really just like a pearl, knit pearl thing. So I think I could do that, and I could do the twisted rib if I needed to, while I'm out and about. So.
I just had customers from Bellefonte that just left, and I told them I'd say hi. So hi, Karen. Hi, Deb. Safe travels home.
Yes.
Don't hit any chickens. They showed me, they were on their way home from Harrisburg, and they hit a chicken, and it was stuck in her like bumper.
Oh my goodness.
So she called her husband. She said they'd stopped at Aldi or somewhere, and she called her husband and said, I need you to meet us in the driveway. Yeah, hit a chicken. Coming up, I have my 10th anniversary for the shop on April 1st. It's a Tuesday, which, sorry, it's a Tuesday. So I'll be doing some fun stuff here. Have some giveaways planned. I have some, refreshments. Tammy Woods is coming to teach a basket class. It's like a purse that you put like a flower arrangement in. It's really cute, but I only have 10 spots. So if you're interested, grab a spot now. Planning on, people can bring their knitting all day and just hang out. I'll be open 10 to 8 that day. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'll have planned, but I have some giveaway things and little thank yous for, supporting me these last 10 years.
This will be, we'll come back. We come back on Monday, so.
Oh, so you'll be able to come
yes,
Tuesday.
So I'm gonna come Tuesday after work.
Good. And then Lori and I are going on a knitting retreat. It is April 4th and 5th, maybe. It's the weekend after. Rags Fiber is hosting a knitting retreat. And I'd mentioned, I was like, oh, I'd like to go. That'd be really fun. I've never done anything like that. So she got in touch with me. Rags is a yarn shop down near Pittsburgh. And she got in touch and said, hey, I have some extra rooms. Are you still interested? I was like, yes. So she's like, anybody else? So I asked Lori if she wanted to go. So we're going to go. And then I can vend there. They do a little market. So I'll be taking some things, and Tony is the owner of Rags, and we're going to talk more this weekend, but that'll be exciting. And there's really no classes or anything. They just sit around and knit all day.
That'd be fun.
And some meals are provided, included. I don't know where this place is. It's like a retreat center, Laurel Run, something. So I'm kind of scoping it out. I'd like to hold a retreat someday. I think that would be fun. Kind of scoping out where. I've thought of Cook's Forest area, Benezet area might be fun. Not too far for us. But I don't want to cook every meal. That's so bougie. But if you're at a retreat, maybe I'll just hire a cook. Just come and cook for us.
You could even do it at the manor.
They only have 2 or 3 beds.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I'm thinking 10, 12 people,
Yeah.
Enough to do a little class or do.
The one group I'm in, for Little Wolf Knits, they do a retreat every year. They do it at the Sayer Mansion. So it was just here a couple weeks ago, and they had, I think it was 10 or 20 of them maybe. And that's what they do. They just kind of hang out, and Brianna will bring her yarn and just hang out and go explore. They're in Bethlehem, so we just go
Bethlehem,
explore.
PA?
Yeah.
Cool. That's not far.
If I had joined earlier and had better planning, I probably would have went, but it's on my radar for next year.
Okay. Or maybe we'll just plan our own.
Yeah.
Do our own retreat. I can't really think of anything else that's coming up.
I don't think so. Just kind of whip plans or knitting plans. I was debating because I'm going to need to cast on new socks. I had bought one of these. They're Berdocious?
Ridiculous.
Okay, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yarn. So I had bought the other one of these from Lisa here a couple months ago, and this was my other thought of to take my socks, because I like to do my socks in tandem, just because that way whenever you get to heels or you get to wherever you you may not need, you can knit on the other one. My other thought was I'm just going to do them toe up, and I'm just going to knit a tube, do the toe, knit a tube, and then just do a cut and heel afterwards. But mine is like bright green and I think pinks. So,
Yes.
so I'm
Might
excited.
be a
for-
yellow.
I think it is, you like highlighter colors. So that was kind of my next thought of to take to Disney, but I do like that idea of using the my full skein, and maybe even using one of the what I have left over too.
For their heel, toes, and cuffs.
Yes. So maybe I'll cast on toes, and then I'll do a cut and heel when I come back. So
Have fun.
I know.
You guys gone for a week?
We're going like Thursday to Monday.
Okay.
Just a quick getaway usually.
Yeah. Where do you stay in Disney?
So we're staying in Animal Kingdom Lodge this time.
Okay.
We have our DVC, so we go down pretty frequently, but we're taking my mom and my sister with us this
Fun.
time. So we figured they'd like to. My sister hasn't been with us. My mom has, but we figured she'd like the animals.
Okay.
So
Fun.
just a quick
I
2 day.
haven't been to Disney in years. It's I don't know.
Yeah, we've been going ever since.
Great Wolf Lodge. I said to my husband and son-in-law, we were in the elevator, and it was very people-y. And I said, Disney's like 1,000 times this, and they're like,
Yeah.
never happening. They're not crowd people.
No.
It was busy. It was spring break for a lot of places. So the Great Wolf Lodge. Last year we went over a weekend, and we didn't even touch the water park. It was
Jeez.
more people than you can even believe jammed in there.
Wow.
And Cade wasn't feeling well. He was running a fever the day we were going to go to the water park. So we did all the other things. We did, activities around, but we did not. So this time we stayed there, which really it wasn't that bad of a deal.
No, they
You get
usually
your
have-
passes, you got your room, it was, I'm not saying it was, cheap. It's not
Yeah.
something we're doing every weekend or,
Mhm.
but it was fine for a birthday. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. I
And the
think
kids had a lot of fun.
we didn't do Great Wolf. We did what's the other one?
Splash Lagoon,
No, Kalahari.
Kalahari.
We did Kalahari, but Ethan I hadn't even been back to work yet, so he was maybe 2 months old. But he really wants to go, so maybe that would be something we could do for
Be
his
a nice
birthday.
winter. And my recommendation is go midweek.
Yeah.
I think weekends are,
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's we
and stay there just so you can just go to your
Experience
room
it, yeah.
and just to change your clothes and, get dry and, take a shower because
Yeah.
it's really people-y.
Yeah, we normally plan our Disney. Like this week is probably gonna, when we go down, maybe a little bit bad because it is gonna be spring break time. We normally like to go a few weeks earlier, but I wanted to go over my birthday, so that's why we went then. But normally we do like that in like November, and it's not as bad.
Mhm.
So
Well, I mean, it's busy everywhere.
Oh,
But it's just have to be patient, which my husband and son-in-law are not all that patient. So
and we go enough that we don't have to like do
they
everything.
did say Hadley and I are welcome to go and take the children. And they'll stay home.
They'll stay home.
They'll
yeah.
watch the dogs. I thought that was special with them.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody's gonna roll along with us and work on pick 20 things or double up. If you have 10 things, just double your numbers. Or add 10 more things that you want to
Wanna
make.
cast on?
I don't have that problem at all.
No.
I have a wish list in Ravelry that's probably 200.
Yeah, I actually had found a tank that was a test that I was really hoping to do, but I didn't get the test, and I had swatched and done everything, and now I'm like, okay, now I need to make a tank with this yarn that
Right.
I'm already kind of like set on. So that'll be
Yeah, and I have some generic stuff on here, like socks. On number 9, if we roll a 9, I'm starting a pair of socks. I don't have any socks on the needles. None.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it. I'm going to kind of stick to my number.
Yeah.
And yes, I did cast this on, but I also hope to finish it this week.
Mhm.
Have it done by the time my next roll comes around. So we'll see.
And it's-
Probably half of mine are new cast-ons.
I had a good bit of new cast-ons. My biggest issue is I don't have enough needles, and or of the right size. That's my issue. Everything.
So we need to get some whips finished.
Yeah, so I need to clear off some whips
Yeah.
because everything needs US 5s or 7s of that I have right now.
Mine are 5, 6, and 7s. or ones. When I'm in sock mode,
Yes.
then it's, you know, my ones.
And I actually did just buy a pair of 5s. I went to Joann's just to kind of scope it out.
Were you like disgusted?
Yes.
I was disgusted.
So I found, I had bought it, I think originally they're made for pictures. They have like multiple small boxes in one big box and you could like put pictures in them.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'd bought one before. I'm like, oh, they're nice. I put my needles that are not interchangeables in them, and that way I can kind of keep them sorted. I looked. There was a sticker that was $19.99. On top of it was like $30. And so I was like, I honestly bought a Disney cookbook for my husband, and I bought a pair of Big Twist interchangeable size 5s because I needed size 5s. And that was really all I bought.
I left with nothing. I have never, ever, that I can remember, left Joann's with nothing. I was so disgusted.
There was no yarn. Fabric, the line was crazy for fabric. And a lot of people have been saying that it's not even that good of deals.
No, they marked everything back up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I know Joann's,
They're
they're going out of business because everything was 50% off. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, like, anyhow. But they marked, so it's no longer Joann's. Like, let's not bash Joann's. A wholesaler, I
Yeah,
I
the
heard the name of it,
liquidator, yeah.
whatever. It's them running it. The girl who had worked there for 20 some years is no longer there. Like, she has lost her job. Joann's employees are out of there. It's a whole new batch of people that I had never seen before. And they marked everything up so then they could mark it down 20%. When I was there, it was 20%.
Yeah, that's what it was. And they had hardly any yarn, which, and if I was getting anything, it was going to be a fingering weight, and they usually didn't carry much fingering weight
No.
anyway. But yeah, I think I bought those needles with a few cords just because I've needed size 5, and they were like $5 a piece or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, well, I can always use another pair of random needles.
Right.
And I bought that book, and it was still like $75, and I was
Right.
like, holy crap.
I left with nothing.
Yeah.
I wanted a bolt of black flannel. Couldn't find any. I think anything that was sellable has been taken out of there and probably gone to like, it's gonna pop up at like Ollie's or Big Lots or
Oh, yeah.
Roses,
Mhm.
like those kind of places. That's where we're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Like then, you know, Joann's will resell all this stuff to another store.
And they're still supposedly getting trucks, and from what I understand, if they're still getting trucks, they're not really putting anything down much further, but they're also just trying to recoup their losses to pay all the debt, is kind of my understanding.
It's really sad. I mean, I'm going to miss Joann's. On the other hand, though, I am kind of keeping track of what people are going to be looking for. So I'm not saying that we're going to become Joann's. That is never going to happen. I cannot afford to stock florals and blah, 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 blah. But basic stuff, like, are you going to need interfacing? Are you going to need zippers? Are you going to need, you know, what kind of yarn are you really going to miss from there? I'm not going to order,
Like Red Heart.
I'm not getting Red Heart.
No.
Never. I'm just not. It's not what I want to promote here. But if you're really going to miss Lion Brand Thick and Quick, I may research getting some of that or something similar that I have that would replace that in your, you know, in your making.
Or even maybe some like Barocco type, like,
Yeah.
that are,
So let me know, like, what were your faves? What are you really going to miss? I'll do my best. I'm not making any promises, but you know, if it's something that I can source reasonably, then I will try to. So, you know, and you know, shop local as much as you can. Like it's killing people with all the online shopping. It really, really is. So that's my little plug for the day. Shop local. And maybe I'll see you at Rags this weekend, or at Floff this weekend. For the Love of Fiber at the Ramada. If you're local, you kind of go down Atherton and just keep going. It's out towards like the Hills Plaza, out on that end of town.
and I was looking on their website, it looks like there are going to be some different basket drawings, and I think you have to be there to get
There
or
is
something.
a huge silent auction, huge.
And
And it's kind of dog eat dog. Like there's people that like stay all day and watch. And like if you go in and write down, you know, whatever, if it's $10 and you write 11, they're kind of right behind you.
Yeah.
I've never done any of that, cause I'm vending, like I'm
Yeah.
working. But all of the, booths, all of us vendors had to donate something. And then I think they also sourced some things probably from their members. So, yeah. It's a good fundraiser for them. It's usually a very nice day. Not a huge show, but there's some good
Oh, I was
good
looking,
vendors
there's a
there.
lot, on their Facebook page, they had a list of all their vendors, and a little bit of everything, it looks
Yeah.
like.
I mostly take kits, to this one. That's what people are looking for. They want to walk away with a project. So I have all kinds of kits put together. That's what I'm gonna do now. I have, the kitchen is full of stuff to take, but I'll finish packing and, get things ready to load the truck tomorrow. And I have a feeling the grandkids are rolling in.
Yeah.
So we will see you maybe in 2 weeks.
Most likely in 2 weeks. But
Okay.
we'll go from there.
And if it doesn't suit on Thursday, let me know about Wednesday or,
Mhm.
whatever your schedule will
Yeah.
allow. So have fun at Disney.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
See ya.
See you in
Happy
2
making.
weeks.